I wish utopia was possible, just for the record.
Sure.
I wish it was possible. But the problem is you're going to end up having, and this isn't from listening to all the economists, because I listen to all of them on all sides and read the books and stuff. But the fact is, if there isn't incentive in the system, you're going to have a big group of people not working as hard, whatever that looks like. There's got to be incentive, because I just know, let me speak from I try not to use my personal example too much, but everybody that knows me knows that for the past 18 years of my life, when I obtained a real estate license, they can't point out to anybody else around me in my real estate space for those 18 years that sacrificed as much as me and that has worked as many hours. And then for the past 15 years of this company. And I'm not getting into altruism and all that, but there are significantly more people that work at my company that actually make more than I do. It's a fact. Way more. A big percentage of the people. If there isn't significant payoff at some point, I don't make these sacrifices. I don't. And so if I don't make these sacrifices, if you go around my company, there are a significant amount of people that love that they found this thing. Not saying all of them, but a significant amount. If someone like me and a bunch of other entrepreneurs, bunch of other people who make sacrifices, writing and entertaining, if you remove that incentive for our system to create true financial independence, I'm not creating this company. I'm not. I'm telling you, I am not. If you knew the sacrifices of the hours that I've made, I'm not going to. Because I'm like, what's the payoff? Nope. I'm just going to work 30 or 40 hours a week because there's no massive upside. And so that's not me speaking to everyone, but I know there's got to be incentive in the system. And so I don't know what that looks like. How much money is enough? I don't know.
But I think that I do not think that incentive and suffering are synonyms. Mm-hmm. And I think that I think that there is incentive to want a better life that does not require the alternative being destitution.
But I could have a better life not sacrificing what I have for 18 years. I could. I could actually, my life would be better right now if I would have continued just to be a realtor. I'm telling you it would have. Like if we sat down and you really knew me, everybody that knows me knows my life would be better. But because there is this big incentive in this system that we have to really totally change the perspective, because let me share it with me. I want to be this person where no one can tell me what to do. I don't care about the amount of money in my bank account. I just know money does give you control, right?
That's so true.
Right, and so I want to have that at a level that also builds a house for my mom, right? That does these sorts of things. And so I just know when I also build that house for my mom, which is a $350,000 house, which I'm going to build next year, when I do that, there's a lot of people getting paid to build that house too, right? When I buy buildings like this, there was an HVAC company up on the roof. Like that repair cost me $14,000, which is absolutely insane. But there's an HVAC company that has workers that are probably union that are getting paid to do the work. So this generation of all this revenue that I'm creating with this company is benefiting a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, and a lot of happy people that are changing their lives, like a Christy I mentioned earlier, if there's not significant more incentive for me to do this versus just to work 40 hours as a realtor, I don't do it, and I don't create this thing that benefits a lot of people. And so I don't know where that mix is. I just know I wouldn't do this if there wasn't. I don't want that to take away from someone. I don't want people to be homeless.
But because
right?
I think that to me the alternative to do you think that you would be less like money not being able people not being able to tell you what to do because you have enough money is a very different amount of money than can feed and clothe my family. And I think that a lot of other people, I think that most people would want to do things with their money and have ambitions to earn and to produce and to work and to
be free,
to be people in society that does not have to come from desperation, that can come from desire. And I would argue that the incentive that you're talking about does not go away if there is universal basic income or some type of social safety net. It doesn't go away because it's not going to give you $350,000 to build your mom a house. All it's going to do is if you've got a kiddo in college or you've got a kiddo working and they become disabled, it doesn't clean you out because that kid can still live a life. They don't have to have a job. You don't have to necessarily support them immediately. If you become disabled or, some other situation occurs, those things are not things that you have to worry about. The ambition, the extra, the writing a book,
Who decides that, though? Who decides what basic needs are?
That is a huge conversation.
There you go.
And that's the slippery slope that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is we say that, and I'm not saying that this is a good advice, so we say, okay, well, we need food, clothing, shelter, and safety. That is what we have decided is the universal basic needs. And then someone comes around and says, and you could make the argument for this, okay? I don't know that I would, but you could make the argument. Well, but also we need art. Look at all these studies that say how critical art is to a longer life, right? Okay, great. Add that to the basic needs. It has to be, it's a big societal conversation. But I think that when we get down to what are the basic needs, that's a conversation that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Do people deserve to have their basic needs met because even though they can't compete with a computer that can cut videos?
No, that's what we're going to figure out, right? So here's what I'm thinking. It's a battle of the way that personally my brain's framed right now compared to is that future where AI replaces a massive amount of jobs, the conversation is going to have to happen. That's in conflict with right now, with what I get up here every day. And so, unfortunately, I guess we're framed from our experiences in life and how we educate our brain.